Two trees stood side by side, a mighty oak and a slender bamboo. When storms came, the oak stood tall and proud, refusing to bend, while the bamboo swayed with the wind. But when the strongest storm arrived, only one remained standing. Which one survived? And what powerful lesson does this hold for your life? Let's find out.
Once upon a time, deep within the lush, green rainforest of Yakushima in Japan, stood a mighty oak tree, strong and proud. This giant of a tree had been around for over a century, and it rose majestically from the forest floor to a towering 95 feet in the air. Its trunk was thick and expansive, while its ever-sprawling branches appeared to literally reach out and touch the sky. The mighty oak was admired by all who passed by, from eco-adventure tourists, to botanists, to hikers, to forest rangers. Over the past century, countless birds of various species built their nests and raised their little ones in the safety and security of the oak's solid branches during the spring and summer months. Not far from the oak, a humble bamboo grove swayed gently with the wind. The rustling of the bamboo's emerald leaves seemed to constantly disclose to the breeze in whispered tones all the secrets of the universe.
Look at me, bamboo. My roots run deep and touch the riverbed. My branches stretch far and create a thick, reliable canopy for weaker plants, animals, and humans. Also, look at my bark. It is thick and unyielding to any pests and disease. I am the mightiest of all trees. No storm can shake me. I stand firm and immovable. On the other hand, bamboo, I look at you with pity and concern. You spend all of your time swaying and bending your flimsy reeds to the whims and fancies of the unpredictable wind. You have yielded your power to the wind, which is a great sign of weakness, bamboo. You have no control over your movements and will one day suffer greatly because of this.
Mighty oak, everyone in the forest admires your immense strength, from birds to butterflies and land animals, to your fellow trees that populate this dense landscape. Every plant and shrub in this forest can attest to your awesome and imposing power. We know very well that you have weathered many a storm and have been around longer than many of us. However, it would do you well to understand that true strength is not just about standing firm and appearing unshakable. Sometimes to survive, one must learn to bend. In life, mighty oak, one must also accept the fact that we all have weaknesses, and that a boastful attitude is often used to cover up these inadequacies instead of confronting them head-on.
It had been 3 weeks since the mighty oak had his boastful conversation with the humble bamboo. Unbeknownst to the arrogant oak one September evening, a change was brewing on the horizon. A Category 5 typhoon was approaching the island. As the cyclone drew closer, ominously dark clouds rolled in, and the air became laden with moisture. The wind began to blow fiercely and howl frightfully throughout the forest. The once peaceful trees trembled as the powerful storm furiously descended upon them without mercy. Torrential rain poured from the skies, transforming the forest floor into a raging torrent. Through all of this, the mighty oak stood firm, its trunk holding fast against the onslaught of the angry wind and deluge. Meanwhile, though troubled by the harsh weather, the bamboo remained true to its nature, bending low in response to the force of the storm.
You are all a bunch of cowards, wimps to be more precise. This storm is nothing for me. I shall stand firm and show my strength as usual.
Suit yourself, mighty oak. I, on the other hand, will do what I always do. I will bend and move with the wind, not against the wind. Strength is not just about standing still. True strength is also about learning to adapt to the environment in which we find ourselves so that we can survive the storms of life.
Nature continued to unleash her fury for what seemed like forever. Lightning flashes, thunder roars, and the wind howls ferociously. One can clearly hear the violent snapping of twigs and small branches as the storm made light work of the verdant foliage of the forest. The roaring wind resembled that of a great beast, pushing aside everything in its path. The mighty oak resisted, refusing to bow, its branches thrashing wildly. The bamboo, however, remained calm and swayed with the wind, bending to the ground at times but never breaking.
I will not fall.
Flow with the wind, mighty oak. Resistance will only bring you pain and suffering.
When the typhoon had passed, the forest awoke to a new day, with the morning sun rising high over the east. The air seems cleansed and refreshed, with the scent of crushed leaves and damp earth. The storm left a trail of destruction in its wake. The ground was littered with broken branches and crushed leaves. The forest also shows other signs of scarring. There are also sizable patches of land through which the sun's rays are clearly illuminated for the first time in this once dense landscape. On the hallowed ground where the mighty oak once stood tall, there was now only a colossal mass of splintered wood, broken limbs, soggy leaves, and a trunk snapped in two. The bamboo, however, stood unharmed, swaying gently as if whispering to the rising sun, "Thank you, I made it. I'm still here."
Oh, mighty oak, your strength was great, but it was also your downfall, triggered by your immense ego. Unfortunately, your pride prevented you from listening to anyone who appeared weak and inferior to you. You failed to take advice from a humble plant like me. The wind does not favor the rigid, but the ones who learn to move with it.
The wise elder of the forest, an ancient Asian box turtle, slowly approaches, observing the fallen oak and the standing bamboo. The turtle crawls next to a fallen branch and surveyed the scene.
Pride in strength can be a weakness, while humility in movement is an invaluable strength. The storm does not seek only to destroy, but to teach, to purge, and to replenish. I have endured many a storm in my lifetime, and can attest to both the fury and resilience of nature. Those who resist the storm will break, and those who bend and adapt will survive. Our mighty oak was but a sapling when I was born, so I have known him all my life. His failure to adapt in order to survive the storm has led to his unfortunate downfall. Let this be a lesson to all of us.
The lesson of the bamboo and the mighty oak is one we all must learn. Life will bring countless storms, which come in the form of challenges, hardships, trials, moments of doubt, the end of relationships, loss, and tragedy. Yet it is those of us who remain flexible, who adapt by learning to move with the winds rather than fighting against them, will endure till the very end. The beauty about storms is that they are designed to build character, perseverance, and inner strength that enable us to better survive future calamity and emerge with a hardened resolve that these storms will come to pass. But we will remain standing, toughened by the experience. The ancient box turtle tells the inhabitants of the rainforest the following: strength is not measured only in terms of power, but in resilience. The fate of the mighty oak teaches us that stoicism has its place, but that there are other times in life when such rigidity will only lead to failure and disaster. The bamboo, on the other hand, reminds us that true strength lies in the ability to adapt, to bend, and to grow through life's storms. We have to know when to be rigid and when to be flexible. It is only when we learn how to adapt, to bend, and to grow that we begin to truly succeed in life. The forest dwellers respect the elder status of the ancient box turtle. They honor him for both his advanced years and his priceless wisdom. They listen, wide-eyed, with fixed attention, to everything he had to impart about life. He charged them to never forget the lessons which the bamboo and the mighty oak have taught them. He also warned them to never make the same mistake that the oak did, for fear that it could cause their demise. He pointed out that the oak's undoing was due to his pride, arrogance, and the reliance on past successes. He said, "Every storm in life demands a specific response that is suitable to the individual challenge it presents." This was the philosophy of the bamboo. The ancient turtle lifted the spirits of the rainforest dwellers. He motivated them to begin the task of rebuilding their lives now that the storm had passed. He admonished them to have a bamboo-like attitude to life in order to weather the inevitable storms that will come their way. "If you do this," the elder turtle states, "you would be living your lives based on the enduring lesson that a successful, storm-proof existence is built upon the pillars of resilience, humility, flexibility, and deep roots." The ancient turtle also drew to the forest dwellers' attention the fact that the mighty oak was not the only tree in the forest that was blessed with deep roots. So was the humble bamboo, a species of grass well known for taking up to 3 long years to grow deep, interconnected roots in colonies of reeds in order to strengthen the entire bamboo grove. Once these roots have been established, the plant colony grows in leaps and bounds, demonstrating that there is strength in numbers. Be like the bamboo, flexible, adaptable, and resilient, for in bending we do not break. If you enjoyed this simple story and its lesson, remember to like, share, and subscribe to Forever Morals. Please let us know if you would like us to make a specific video on a particular life or moral lesson that would be beneficial to everyone. Let us continue sharing timeless wisdom that lasts a lifetime.